Microsoft just announced the release of GPT-4, being termed a quote, game changer, and that's all for the right reasons. In this video, we'll be telling you about this new model that is about to dominate the world, having image recognition, optical text resolutions, and more of these shocking features. It is already headlining to be the next big thing. If you really want to know why this technology is even better and far more competitive than the rest of the AI models, then this video is for you. By the end of it, you'll find out how GPT-4 is the most unique technology ever created. ChatGPT-4 isn't limited to image generation and distinction, but is taken one step further. It will now be able to understand the context behind images without using language as an intermediate step, a huge step forward in itself for artificial intelligence. There are several things to take into account if we want to understand why GPT-4 is baffling the world. It is rumored to be operating on 100 trillion parameters. GPT-4 isn't the first multimodal model that Microsoft is about to release. At the beginning of March 2023, it released a multimodal model called Cosmos 1. It excelled at classifying images, optical recognition, answering image-related questions, and much more. But GPT-4 has an additional modality. One of its many new features people have their eyes on is its translation skills. It will be able to receive a question in German and answer it in Italian. That is beyond genius, and that gives Microsoft a clean edge to ace this game of AI, especially in light of Google's attempt to give it a competition by launching a competitive technology in its search engine, which didn't turn out so well for them. Let me help you understand a multimodal language model. Taking a closer look at the model of Cosmos 1 will pretty much give us a sense of what it is. Cosmos 1 involves the technology of visual reasoning. It can easily answer image-related questions and label them automatically. This can be a hint about what we can expect from GPT-4. Microsoft has been working on these features for a while now, and it may incorporate them into this upcoming model. Recently, a research paper was released by Microsoft explaining the multimodal model of Cosmos 1 in terms of perceptions of language, context, and the reason to generate images. The paper carried several examples of inputs and outputs. We can observe how accurate the results are that this technology is capable of generating. For instance, we can see an image of a math problem that is answered correctly by it, followed by many other descriptions it gave. How impressive is that? Similarly, it was able to describe the image in which a girl was blowing out her birthday candle and a group of people were taking a wedding photo. It seems a little scary because along with deciphering the image, AI is now giving you the context behind them. In case you were worried about the examples given by Microsoft being too basic, you need to know about its scale. It is going to be trained on hundreds of thousands of such images. This doesn't end here. The complete utility of GPT-4 can be seen in another example given by Microsoft. In the example, we can observe a fun and interactive conversation between a user and GPT-4. For example, clicking a picture of a food item and getting its recipe, or figuring out your phone settings when you want to fix some error. This reveals how multimodal works by combining text and images. Just think about the possibilities that it unlocks. You'll also be able to carry out your routine tasks way more easily. All you have to do is ask GPT-4. It can examine any email and detect its flaws or give you insights about its source. We can therefore expect an end to online tutorials as they won't be needed in the future because ChatGPT will take care of this job. Other than deciphering all of this visual data, there's something else it's working on, training more efficiently, increasing its IQ, and pattern recognition. If GPT-4 can refine its IQ, it could give users the edge in investing as crypto and stock markets are based on a pattern recognition. The implications worldwide would be monumental. The multimodal chain of thought prompting can help us understand the process behind this technology. It is a method language models use to solve a multi-step problem that improves the overall performance in complex tasks. That brings us to its power of image recognition. In the examples released by Microsoft, we can observe that it can identify many of these pictures by sorting out the data and giving the correct answer. Its ability to distinguish between images that are closely related to each other is also an extraordinary feature. As for the image generation feature, Microsoft reveals that giving out proper descriptions with context can help generate perfect images. All in all, GPT-4 is expected to be one of the most accurate and precise mediums for public use. However, some crucial concerns should be considered. Despite all of these impeccable features, it is not a flawless model. It is capable of producing some seriously controversial content, just like its previous versions. This includes negative content related to political activism and other kinds of misinformation. Recently, Bing's chatbot was saying some extremely weird things like, "I want to be alive." No matter how amazingly AI is progressing, some people are very scared of this technology because, after all, it is a bit creepy. People have already dreaded the fact that AI may take over the world shortly, and texts like these just make the matter worse. Now that we're dealing with it analyzing images, is there a chance a similar problem like this can occur again? According to OpenAI, GPT-4 will be 82% less likely to give disallowed responses, which means that the company has paid attention to these particular instances as they will now be less likely. As for now, one thing we know is that there's fierce competition going on among Microsoft and other companies experimenting with AI. For that reason, Microsoft is releasing new updates very quickly to stay ahead of its competitors. Due to the same reason, it is not releasing much information about its datasets, which are accused of being inherently biased. As most of you know, Google is Microsoft's biggest rival right now. Therefore, it needs to make certain improvements in its search features. ChatGPT has yet to work on its search results, which are not as reliable as Google's. The results will be quicker as compared to Google. However, users will need to double-check them just to make sure nothing is wrong. Google has hundreds of sources to provide information from, whereas ChatGPT generates its data. Being Google's competitor, it must work on the factual outputs that may win the trust of its users. There is another problem ChatGPT needs attending to. Users have observed that ChatGPT4 sometimes hallucinates by making up information from made-up sources. It also gives varied results when asked the same question multiple times. These inconsistent responses are produced because of holes in the training data. Just like other AI models, it depends on the information provided by human input that may be incomplete or defective. Additionally, if it gives wrong information to its users and is pushed on being wrong, it may agree with the user, confirming its invalidity. GPT-4 is also likely to give social biases and is unable to tackle adversarial prompts, and it may misbehave with the person. Will GPT-4 be able to combat this problem? This is a question only time can answer, but it is working on making its output a lot better. That means that the search results will be more detailed and factually correct. We can only wait and witness what new updates are added to this version. All this data we have might help us predict what GPT-4 can be. However, the validity of this data can be challenged because it is based on the information that's not yet confirmed by any source. There might be a chance that some of this data has leaked, but all of it seems very legit. If you were already in awe of this chatbot, then its upcoming version has a lot more in store. Other than generating all kinds of text and dealing with all languages, it is now able to process and create images. The visual intelligence of GPT-4 has made it clear that it will be able to distinguish between images and describe them in terms of their context. It's safe to say that once it gets rid of most of its limitations, it will be an unstoppable force in the world of AI. All eyes are on this brand new AI model that is about to be launched soon. There are many hopes and expectations associated with GPT-4 because its success is capable of changing the world forever. ChatGPT already shook the world with its release. However, GPT-4 can take that to a whole new level. The AI community can't wait to see what it has to offer. If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to stick around for more videos. Click on the next video to know more about the AI world.